What is going on, people from the tube? Welcome back to another Pancho Things. There is Logan. Alright, so you guys have been asking for this for forever. So finally it came around. Logan was kind enough to let us use his lens for 6 shots, and we gotta make him count. So I'm gonna be doing Muller shock tubes, close, mid, long range, cremators, close, mid, long range, and then we're gonna analyze what we see, and I'm gonna be able to show you guys what I was seeing when I switched brands. And also I'm gonna be able to do, so some people were complaining because I shot twice at each target. And if you're new in this video and you're looking for a video that is just counting pellets and to the inch, click away. This is not it. All I need is to make sure that what I'm seeing on paper is going to be reliable to dove hunting is coming, and then from there duck season non-stop. So I need to know exactly what each of my shock tubes is doing for whatever circumstances I might find myself in. If I'm getting close that are short stopping me, or if I get close that are landing a little bit farther, I can reach without having to change locations or having to move the dog, the boat, whatever. You guys get the gist. But so that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna go center target, and I'm gonna do the first 2 are gonna be my close ranges. We're gonna do it at 30 yards, then we're gonna move 40 yards and do mid long range. UFO, which is the last Muller I haven't tested yet, and today's gonna be the unveiling and see what happens. So here we go. We're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Oh, I gotta put my ears before all you keyboard warriors start losing your minds. I'm gonna be wearing eyes and ears, so I always do, but just if you don't see me, because I'm gonna be pointing the other direction. So Boss 3-inch stack 5s and 2s, Benelli Super Black Eagle 3. We are going to do this. So as I said before, close range, which is the decoy for Muller, and close for Carlson, we're gonna be shooting at 30 yards, then I'm gonna move to 40. All right, ears on. Everybody cool? All right, here we go. All right. This is Muller close range. Muller close range. Look at this beauty. It's a nice pattern. Super tight. Floating the bird. That's nice. I pulled a little bit to the right actually. But that was me. I haven't shot the shotgun in a while, so. But I pulled a little bit to the right. But all in all, that's dispersion. That's what you're looking for. Like, cover the right area, barely any paper got touched. On the right I got more than on the left, about 60-40 actually, top versus bottom. All right, Carlson cremator, close range, 30 yards. Might have pulled this one a little tiny bit high. I felt it when I sent the shot. All right, so that's there we go. Carlson cremator. Not bad. Little patches though. Little patches, but not bad at all. See? 30 yards. And I would say it's a little bit more than, I pulled a tiny bit up on the shot. I felt it. I will say that it's probably sitting at like 70-30. All right, Muller choke tube, 40 yards, mid-range or the passing. So here, every time that I shoot the cremator, this is where you guys need to pay attention, because here's where the issue is. You ready, Logan? Here's where things get interesting with the cremators. Muller mid-range, There we go.
You got
Little
that same mount in the center right there too.
couple patches in there, but all in all, as I mentioned, that's I'm pulling a little bit high. I'm not floating the barrel really well with the shotgun, but I'll give you the idea of what's happening. So now we're gonna switch to the cremator mid-range, and I'll show you what that's gonna do. So this choke tube, in paper, looks exactly the same as the full choke. So keep an eye on this. And this one is a little bit, well, I knew what I did wrong on the other shot, so I compensated. This one, it looks less patchy than the Muller, actually. So check it out, patch. It's about big patch right here. See? All right, now I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen once we switch to that full choke. It's not funny. It looks exactly the same than the one that you just guys saw. 40 yards, the Muller UFO. I haven't shot this tube, so hopefully we don't destroy the camera. Here we go. Ooh, that doesn't look good at all. Yikes. That does not look good at all. This is at 40 yards. And supposedly, that's where the pattern starts to open up and is rated to 50 yards and up. That's not good. This is the Carlsons full choke tube or long range of 40 yards. This guy performed better. Look at that. Huh? All right. Now, right now it doesn't look like much, but when I compare this to the mid, you guys are gonna see what I'm saying. You remember that I showed you the patches that we had on the mid? See? It's pretty much the same pattern. So there we go. I'm gonna pick this up in the house and show you guys. We'll compare each target. Not happy about that UFO, man. That's can be perfect, right? All right, so I'm at home and I'm gonna pick this up and we're gonna go over a little bit. When I change brands of choke tubes, got nothing against either of the two brands. The problem that I had was I started noticing that my long range and my mid-range Carlsons cremators were behaving almost the same. Almost the same. Distance wise, I was having almost the same result. So for a minute, I was just like, well, it's all me. Like I might be moving the things around. But then I kind of did a test, and yeah, it started to behave almost like the mid-range and the full choke tube were the same tube. Little differences, but really, really close. So for a choke tube, where you have that many difference in yards in between, up to 40 on the mid range, up to 40 yards will be your range on the target, versus the full choke that is starting at 40 yards and up. You should have way more of a constriction. When you look at it in paper, they look almost the same. So let's take a look. Mid-range. Mid-range Carlson cremator is up to 40 yards, meaning up to 40 yards. At 40 yards, you got maximum expansion of that choke tube. When you look at the picture, you see concentration of pellets is open, but it's concentrated somewhat. But you're gonna notice patches in the bottom and the patches to the right. Like, they're there. When you move to your long range at 40 yards, which is at 40 yards is still close enough. He's supposed to start widening it up after 40 yards. I'm not saying that it needs to be tight close, but it should be tighter. And this is what we get. If you look at that target, yes, indeed have a little bit less more pellets than the mid-range. Less. But look at the patches. They're almost in the same spot. And when you look at the radius of how much is open, it's almost the same choke tube. And if anything, the mid-range is behaving more of like a full than the long range is behaving as a full is supposed to be. So that's why I switched choke tubes. I just wanted to try something different. So now the results that I'm getting on my close range and the mid-range on the Muller, phenomenal. The results of my close range on the Carlson, phenomenal. Now, let's go now to when I take that second shot for the UFO. Again, now that shot was, as I mentioned, I was running, I had to get everything done on a timely manner, and it got really dark. But I'm still gonna show you the footage of when I took the shot so you can see that I actually took that shot. And I'm gonna then put a picture of the actual target, which I do have here. All right, I'm gonna send one more. It's kind of dark, but I'm gonna send one more UFO 40 yards.
All right. Sweet.
Okay.
Was it the shell?
It was the shell, look at that.
That's a little bit better.
All right, so 40 yards. This choke tube is designed to 50 yards and above. It's kind of dark, so I might have pulled that trigger a little bit bad. So that's way better than the first shot. So it's really patchy though, super patchy. But it's more along the lines of what the cremator did. All right, so now we have the second shot of the UFO, contrasting it with the cremator. And I gotta be honest, if I have to look at how open the pattern is, I will say the cremator is slightly tighter, but the patches are extremely noticeable, mostly when you look at the entire circle. Literally, it's just missing pellets. When you look at when you look at the UFO and Muller UFO, you see maybe a dabbed bit more pellets. Still, both are still patchy, somewhat patchy. I have more spread completely on the UFO than you do with the cremator. Now the cremator seems to be, as I mentioned before, tighter at 40 yards versus the UFO at 40 yards. Now the UFO is rated supposedly from 50 yards and up, as the cremator is supposed to be 40 yards and up. If I had, quite honestly, if I had to choose any of these two tubes, I will pick whichever I have handy, just because of how the concentration of pellets are counting to a 60-40 distribution on a shot, which is what you want on a shotgun for duck hunting, or and in this case a Benelli. That's what you're looking at, 60-40 concentration of pellet, 60% of the shot on the top and 40% on the bottom. Then I will have to go hands down with the UFO. You can see it. You can see the difference in between having more pellets on the top, less pellets on the bottom. Now, unfortunately, I cannot make a way 100% sure call because I had to take the shot almost at night. Almost like I was focusing just on the red center. Like I couldn't see the full target. So it would be a matter probably of me having to send a couple more shots down range with them and see. Now, are they both bad? No. And my problem wasn't the cremator shock tube being bad. My problem was the mid-range and the long-range cremators that I have for my Super Black Eagle 3 looked almost the same. It's slightly different, but for the distances that they're rated for and for the range that they're rated for, they're behaving the same. What the problem is, I don't know. I heard somebody at one point said that they had similar situation. I think it was a different gun, but they have a similar situation. I don't know how common this is. If you know anything about it, please comment down below. For right now, if I had to pick a choke tube for long range in between those two, looking at my 60-40 pattern and the distance, if I had to pick one, I will go with a UFO. But quite honestly, I will shoot either of them. My close and mid-range Muller choke tubes are phenomenal. The Carlson cremators are great choke tubes. Unfortunately, they didn't behave as well with my shotgun. That doesn't mean that it will not behave as well with somebody else's shotgun. And actually, that doesn't mean that it will not behave equally or better on a Super Black Eagle 3. Mine just works that way with that ammo. It's just what it is. Now, in the future, if you're interested, I'm gonna try to do the same thing, different ammo. Maybe the ammo might change the how we're seeing things, and that's quite possible. Anything is possible. So, but there you go. You guys requested to see the UFO in action. We got it now. You guys requested to see a new pattern, only one shot taken per paper. That's what we have. So I hope that you guys see and understand why I did what I did, and when I changed brands, why I did it. Regardless, I still feel the Mullers are slightly superior. I have encountered that with the Mullers and the Boss shells, I don't see as many cripples, and I also can count with my Muller choke tubes to be what the range is saying. The UFO is a different story. Might have to tinkle with it. This choke tube has only 2 shots, and you're seeing both of them. So I don't know. I still gonna rock my Mullers because I have better. I feel that my patterns are a little bit denser and a little bit better placed on paper. I'm not gonna get rid of my Carlsons. Actually, my Carlsons are gonna be in rotation, just like the Mullers. And now knowing this, hey, that full choke tube is gonna be close in back. But if I'm honest, the full choke tube has less of a better pattern at 40 yards than you do with the mid range. I feel particularly that they were swapped when they got labeled. That's how I feel. But thank you so very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. And I will see you in the next one. And the next one is gonna be duck hunting. September 1st is almost here. And here we go. Pancho